that is merely tolerated to something that is recognized and valued. The idea of cultural rights represents a radicalization of liberal social theory and moves significantly beyond the ideas of tolerance. Cultural citizenship demands the sharing of state power in areas of law, language, and territory. Even a moderate interpretation of cultural citizenship suggests the principle that genuine cultural diversity must be recognized in the public sphere. Which leads us to our final contention that these cultural support policies do not disrupt the free trade of goods and services. The negative will likely object to the cultural diversity on the grounds that it somehow subverts global trade. The negative will claim that cultural support policies are protectionism. I suggest that you view these claims with a lot of skepticism. You see, outside of the United States, the vast majority of states do not think that these supports are protectionist. And in fact, this widely held view matters, and there's no risk of spillover from the cultural support policies to other forms of protectionism, as Alan Bruder, senior research fellow at the University Halle-Wittenberg, Germany, says. It appears unlikely that the convention could be used to justify the sweeping provisions that the U.S. fears. The convention states a party may determine whose special situations where cultural expression on its own territory are at risk of extinction, under serious threat, or otherwise in need of urgent safeguarding. Given this wording, attempts to justify measures such as agricultural subsidies by reference to the UNESCO Convention would blatantly violate the spirit and treaty and lack credibility. Further, the stubborn refusal to consider the value of cultural diversity means the U.S. would fail, as Kevin Scully, J.D. From Brooklyn Law School writes. The very complexity of the WTO case law makes the current U.S. policy of resisting any possible recognition of cultural exception incredibly risky. The interests of the U.S. would be better served by dropping its fierce resistance to cultural exception. The U.S. should engage with the international community, continue its quixotic battle would not only needlessly antagonize the global community, and in light of the overwhelming worldwide populated cultural exception, any victory the U.S. might win at the World Trade Organization might damage the trade region's legitimacy. So, in conclusion, a vote for the affirmative is a vote in favor of the development of the diversity of cultural expressions. Cultural expression is inherently valuable, but these values cannot be provided by the free market and require government support for cultural goods. Thus, in order for our opponents to win, they'll have to prove a narrow, homogenized economic motivations are actually more important than diverse cultural expressions. However, we believe that sustainable development and protecting against mass violence is more important than the marginal market share that might be lost by some uber-rich American media corporation. And thus, we urge a ballot in affirmation. Thank you.